which is the Orthodox sect. That's who the Dalai Lama belongs to. Then there's a Nimapa, Sakyapa, and Karmapa. They all have different tantric beliefs. But Dzogchen was sort of the inner monastic teaching that was kept secret that basically says everything is Brahman and there are no gods and all that stuff. So this is a new thing that came to the world. And why did it come? Why did people come forward like Ramana Maharshi and explain it? Because of science. That's my feeling. It's the scientific training. The world started studying science. So the mind became much more rational. The mind became much more rational and it could accept very rational doctrines. Prior to science, everything was superstition. I mean, everything was, my God, people believed that if the door just opened, it was some demon just opened the door. It was actually Donna, but it was the world, there were secret forces, invisible gods running everything. But here came science, and a lot of that got rooted out of the human psychic. A lot of that superstition got eradicated through scientific knowledge, scientific training. The mind became people's minds became much more critical, much more negative in a way, a lot more negative. And a lot of the beliefs just faded away. But this scientific mind, this sort of Western trained mind, was much more receptive to the knowledge of Advaita Vedanta. And so that's why it's here. So karma is a doctrine of understanding for those who believe that there is an individual that jumps from body to body. And it's a way to help people who are suffering explain, why am I suffering? Well, because you did something pretty bad in a past life. That's kind of a way of helping people to explain, help the masses understand or at least accept a little more readily what's happening to them. And it made people more responsible to their behavior. But it's not the highest teaching. Are you familiar with the Course in Miracles? Yes, I am familiar with the Course in Miracles. Do you have an opinion about it? No, I don't. I'm not an expert at it. I've read some of it. Some of it I liked, and it's been years ago, but I know it's helped a lot of people, but it would be inappropriate for me to comment on it because I really am not an expert at that at all. It's just something that sort of went by me. But I know it's helped a lot of people, and I just don't know really what the gist of it is. So I'm sorry, I don't want to be flippant. I'm not competent to comment on it. You say, one, you were not a cause, and that the Tao, or enlightenment, is our oneness with the Tao. Then how can we be less responsible at cause if we become more at the one with the Tao? That's a good question. So in other words, I guess the question is, okay, if everything is preordained, and if the I thought isn't really doing everything, we think it is, but it's not. What the I thought is this. It's almost a perfect illustration of what I'm talking about. Have you ever been to the circus? Okay, the trapeze people are there and they're jumping, flipping around and it's really fantastic. And then at the end of their event, the clowns run out and bow and take credit. People are clapping and the clowns are saying, thank you. That's the I thought. Now I'll tell you something else. If you slow down the thinking process, really slow, and you keep it there for some time, you will be astonished to discover that your actions, the movement of your hands, your body, what you say, is happening spontaneously, and the I thought is occurring after it. So the I thought is saying, speak, but the speaking is occurring first. And the I thought is following about 1/40,000th of a second after. And the thought is speak. They're so close together, you have the illusion that the I thought made the